What's up, folks? Welcome back to More Elite Speak. We're here to review the AEW Women's Tag Team Cup Tournament, the Deadly Draw, Night 3, and this is the semifinals, August 17th, 2020. We saw a lot of good stuff this episode. We will get into that shortly. The tournament is down to the final four teams as the show opens up with Tony Schiavone and Veda Scott on the commentary team. They both still show that they have great chemistry, and you would think they've been doing this for years together, but nope. It was just been for this tournament so far. I really hope Veda Scott gets a spot in AEW somewhere when this tournament is all over, said, and done with, because she has really opened some eyes, and she would be a nice backup plan to have on commentary if you want to spice things up, if you don't want Taz on there every now and then. Good stuff from them still. The first matchup of the night was a Big and Lil Swole versus the Nightmare Sisters, the vilified Nightmare Sisters. Most people think the Nightmare Sisters are going to win this tournament. I don't think so, because I think Brandy, etc., knows better than to put herself over a team that could really use the momentum right now. Plus, she will lose nothing in the loss. This is all about building new stars, and I think they have done that, even though, as we will find out later on, that a certain team has exited. They are still more over than they were before this tournament. So that's a good thing, good spot to be in. But Big and Lil Swole made their entrances first. At the same time, they entered as a team, followed by the Nightmare Sisters, accompanied to the ring by QT Marshall and Dustin Rhodes. Brandy seemed to be more concerned with her action figure, Lil Bran, than the match itself. And I believe I and many others believe that this is leading to a Brandy heel turn. Another Brandy heel turn. It's been a while. She hasn't been a heel since the now defunct Nightmare Collective group. But I guess she wants to try her hand at it again. We'll see if the crowd actually warms up to it. But from what I've been reading online, most people have been likening Brandy to a Stephanie, which is not fair, because that has definitely not been the case. Brandy is doing her thing, and she's doing quite well with what she does. She works behind the scenes at AEW, and she has gotten better in the ring since her match last year at Fight for the Fallen versus Allie, of course, coincidentally. But I don't think it's that bad. Give it about a year. Give it another year. We'll see where we're at. But Brandy and Lil Swole started the match off, both using mat wrestling. Brandy with a headlock takedown to cradle pin for a 2 count. Then Lil Swole rolls her up for a 2 count. Brandy then bridge pins Savoy for a 2 count. After that, Brandy quickly tagged out to Allie because she didn't like where that was going. It was getting too competitive, so Brandy decided to tag out and give Allie a spot. Give Allie a chance. Allie attempted to arm bar and twist Savoy's arm in the process, but Savoy quickly brings Allie down with her own arm drag counter. Savoy then drags Allie to her corner for some double team action with Big Swole. The Swoles are then isolating Allie in their corner. Lil Swole later topes QT by accident. Brandy saved her figure and ran away in the process. Savoy, a.k.a. Lil Swole, was going after Brandy, but got QT instead. Savoy later got a clothesline from Allie for her troubles on the outside. Allie later tags Brandy in, and they isolate Savoy after tossing her back into the ring. They later choke and stomp Savoy in their corner. Brandy seemed to really enjoy it with her mean streak that she was putting on in the match. Allie then gets a knee lift to Savoy. Then Brandy follows up with a super kick. Brandy then takes down Savoy and releases a series of closed fist strikes on Savoy. Savoy later fights back with a kick to Brandy's gut, a vertical suplex, and a cross armbar, but Brandy flipped out of it at the last minute. Brandy then tags back in Allie as she strikes Savoy down a bit more. Savoy has been beaten down for a while at this point in the match. Savoy then gets an underhook suplex on Brandy to attempt a comeback, which allows her to get that hot tag in on Big Swole. Later, Savoy makes the hot tag to Big Swole. She runs wild on both Allie and Brandy. Allie suffers most of the damage while Brandy grabs hold of her figure on the outside of the ring. Swole later tags in Lil Swole and she gets a fall away slam on Allie. Big Swole attempts a move on Allie, but Britt Baker later distracts Swole with a megaphone, talking some shite to Big Swole, and allows Allie to get the win/pin on Lil Swole. This just aids in the Britt versus Swole match for All Out, which hasn't been announced yet, but I feel it's going to be happening sooner rather than later. That match is all but confirmed, in my opinion. It's a decent match. Most probably could do without the shenanigans at the end, but they needed a way for the Nightmare family, the Nightmare sisters, to get the win, because I didn't think they were not going to win anyway, but we all know Britt and Swole has a program going, so Swole needs to focus on that than being in a tag team feud right now. So there you go. Decent match. Next matchup was the favorite of the night, my favorite of the night, and many others, the most over team in the tournament, which happens to be comprised of Conti and Anna Jay. And they faced off against Ivelisse and Diamante. Tay and Ivelisse start the match off. Tay attempts to kick Ivelisse off balance, but that didn't work. Tay goes for an armbar takedown, but her shoulders were down during this series of events. The ref could have made a 3 count in the process of this, but held off. That was a slight botch right there. But it didn't ruin the match. Conti gets Ivelisse in their corner and tags in Jay, whom got straight to business. Ivelisse then tags in Diamante, stops Diamante with an arm drag, then shotgun drop kick for a 2 count. Diamante then goes straight for Jay's eyes and tags in Ivelisse. Jay gets flapjacked and pinned for a 2 count. Ivelisse then gets stomped in the corner, but Ivelisse distracts the ref, which allows Diamante to get a foot choke in on Jay behind the referee's back, behind Aubrey Edwards' back. Jay then gets isolated in the process of this. Commentary then noted that Jay is 11 months into her wrestling career. And I think this bodes well for Jay's future in AEW. It shows major upside with her since she's already showing great promise right now after 11 months, which is pretty good. So she's picking it up pretty nicely, and goes to show how good a trainer QT Marshall is because she attended his school down in Georgia. Good stuff. I expect to see Anna Jay pretty well off in the years to come in AEW. She has promise, which I like. Diamante then sends Jay in between the ropes, which allows Ivelisse to kick her in the face behind the ref's back again, using dirty tactics. You gotta love it. Jay later tries to fight her way out of a butterfly hold with a punch, then goes for a spin kick, but gets dropped by Ivelisse. Conti then gets the hot tag and runs wild on both and delivers a pump kick and goes for a gory special spin around into a knee strike, which connects on Diamante. That looked nice. I like that sequence. Then she spin slams Diamante. There was a nice series of offense, as I noted before. Both Tay and Jay get cutter double teams from both Ivelisse and Diamante, all at the same time, with all 4 ladies in the ring. And they then win with a double team standing sliced bread combo. and Conti took the pin. And you have it. Your finals are set. Ivelisse and Diamante got the win here, so they will face the Nightmare Sisters in the finals on Dynamite this Saturday on TNT. Should be a good match. Hopefully, the right team wins. I liked what I saw out of Conti and Rachel Ellering and Lil Swole in this tournament. I hope all three of them get brought back for more in-ring action in AEW after this tourney, especially Veda Scott, because I thought she did an excellent job on commentary. And since the tournament will be on Saturday on Dynamite, I wonder if they will have Veda make the call for that match. They would be smart to let her make the call for that match. Give her the commentary for that match. Because I don't think JR and Taz would do it justice. Because they seem to be in their own world. Those are my thoughts on that. After the match, the Nightmare Sisters had a backstage segment. Alex Marvez interviewed both and says they're headed to the finals. And Brandy said it got real close near the end. If she didn't break the pin, Allie would have got her ass kicked. Allie then said she's the one who won the match. Brandy then said that they're the best team in AEW. She also said that they're Instagram influencers and they have to do some influencing. See you at the finals. And then she sung her theme song as she walked away. After that segment, we had a segment with Ivelisse and Diamante backstage. Alex Marvez interviewed these two, and Ivelisse said, both Ivelisse and Diamante stated this: 10 years, Marvez. 16 years. 10 years for Ivelisse, 16 for Diamante, apparently. Together is 26 years. This is bigger than them. This is bigger than us. They have to do it for their people by any means necessary. And that's where we went off, faded to black for the tournament, night 3. And overall, I thought this episode was solid, mainly due to the teaming, the match with Conti and Anna Jay, the most over team in the Cup tournament, whom got eliminated, but they got more over in the process. So it worked out for them. A lot of people are calling for Conti to be signed as a result of this match, which I don't disagree with. I think she does need to be signed, which I think she might already be signed because AEW is following all of Conti's social medias. They're following her on Twitter, etc. So that's a pretty good sign that they want to bring her in, which I hope they do. I hope they also bring in Rachel Ellering, and I also hope they bring in Lil Swole, and I also hope they bring in Veda Scott for a role somewhere in AEW after this tournament is over. We shall see what happens after Saturday on Dynamite. And I would like to thank you for listening / watching. And be with me for tonight's episode of AEW Dark on YouTube. The review will be up. The review will be up on Wednesday evening. Be on the lookout for that. And I'll catch you then. Thanks for listening.